Everyday Whiskey. I'm Mike.
And I'm Dan, and this week we're wrapping up this kind of year with our top 3 whiskeys. And believe it or not, none of them are from Kentucky.
No, they actually are not. And to make things a little more interesting, we didn't really plan this, but each 3 tend to be from a different price point bracket across the board. So that actually worked out in our favor, not planned. So we got a little something from the low end, mid end, high end.
And we hopefully, all of you guys have had one or the other, so you can share this moment of glory for each one of these bottles. Not that what we say is good means anything, but it's what we like.
And I don't think any of these have appeared on the channel except for one.
Except for one. One appeared on the channel.
Yes.
Briefly, though.
Briefly.
So, Happy New Year from Everyday Whiskey to everybody else that watches the channel.
Happy New Year and death to 2021.
So, we're going to get into some whiskey here. So, we got a question mark going on right here. And there's a reason for that. We didn't want to show you guys prematurely
what we had in...
We were drinking.
Nope. So, what do you want? Should we just start low, high, mid, or should we do a flavor profile start?
Nah,
I don't think any of them are gonna blow out.
I think it's in good order. So let's just go.
None of them are gonna blow.
We're gonna start at low end first. So at low end,
awesome.
Mike, you do this one.
Low end, we have. It is my baby, the Balconist Texas Corn Whiskey, red label Balconist. You buy this from a big chain liquor store. You can find it on the shelf for $29.99. You buy it from your average liquor store. It's probably about $35.
Yeah.
So, between $30-$40 this bottle goes for. So very affordable. Not gonna break the bank. You could really get that with anything. Sorry, my phone just vibrated.
And the whole point of each of these bottles is they all have a unique profile that you cannot get in any other whiskey. And yes, that is a point of every whiskey that's ever been created, is to taste different than everything else. But these 3 whiskeys truly stand out amongst the rest of the pack, or amongst the rest of the whiskeys that we've had this year, which we've had a lot.
Yeah, we've had quite a few, but as Dan said, these 3 they were like just home runs. I mean, they hit it out of the park. They really stood out in our minds, in our palates, and they're unique. So what makes this one unique? I've never had a whiskey with a flavor profile as simple yet complex as this.
Somehow Balconist has this awesome way, and we're going to try and keep these short, so we're going to do like 2 minutes in each bottle. Balconist has this way of infusing this not patented, but like trademark note throughout all of their whiskeys, which is like this cool little like corn, husky, musty note.
Do they use the blue corn for this one?
No, blue corn only goes...
Oh, that's only in the blue
It's
one.
only in blue.
Basically, what you get out of this is your standard bourbon, and I thought I was crazy, but I got a lot of notes of dark chocolate and a lot of notes of coffee, like black, like espresso.
I think you nailed it. I'm gonna go with like bitter dark chocolate and like roasted espresso beans.
Yeah, guys, I'm telling you, like,
so good.
That's what it tastes like. We're not like picking out nuances. Like even the untrained palate would be able to pick out the espresso notes and the dark.
This with a cigar is so good, and it's something. Even if you don't smoke a cigar, I'm not telling you to pick up a habit, but maybe pick up a habit. All right, next one. So this one was Mike's choice. Next one's my choice. Third one is kind of a group choice.
Yeah.
So
third one very much a group choice.
Next one is Penelope's Cast Strength or Barrel Proof Toasted Barrel Series.
Yep. Really nice label.
And now this is a char level 4 on the back. So,
I don't know if you'll be able to.
I don't know. Hopefully you guys can see that. So it's a char level 4, which is a heavy char. I messaged Dan. I messaged Mike. Sorry. It's Mike and Dan.
It is Mike and Dan.
But messaged Mike from Penelope to ask him what the fuck it meant. And he goes, oh no, someone's handwriting just sucks. I thought it was N-U-Y. It's H-V-Y, so it's heavy.
Yeah.
Age 4 to 5 years. And normally I don't like toasted finished whiskeys. I just think it's kind of a kitschy, cool thing to do, and it's more for show than it is for effect.
Mm-hmm.
But this whiskey's phenomenal. Like just the palate alone. All 3 of these whiskeys you can pick out blindfolded.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we went for here. Is just stuff that really stands out amongst the pack, and that's what these all do. You're gonna hear us say that a lot, but it's true. That's
the fuck did you close it?
I don't know. That's our basis of picking out best whiskey of the year. The ones that stand out the most and are just like nothing else. I don't a lot of these taste very similar. And yes, some people might expect us to pull some of the expensive stuff off as whiskey of the year, but no, we went strictly based on what our palates really
This goes
enjoy.
for $60.
Yeah, so stepping up a little bit, mid-range. We went from 30 to 60.
Yeah.
Add another 10 bills.
The nose on this doesn't blow you away, but it's got a slight corn sweetness to it.
I get toasted marshmallow on the nose too. I know your little stuff. It's like
I guess I get a little I get toastiness something, but I just get
toasted
more
something.
I get more just wood.
I think it's just the oak. I think they just toasted the oak so well.
And this is a local company, New Jersey company, which is awesome that this made it in. Last year, same thing. Garden State's River Rye made it in.
Yep. Oh yeah. So. This is nice. One of those toasted whiskeys, bourbons, whatever you want to call it, where it tastes toasted. You can taste the smoky char of the barrel and of the oak. Basil Hayden, they did one.
It was good. I think that one, though, it brought out this kind of maraschino cherry note.
Yeah, it was good, but it didn't, this is so defined. This just tastes like burnt wood, which sounds gross when we say it, but trust me, when you taste it, it's so good.
It's a heavier toast, so you're going along the lines of your classic bourbon char. Yeah. Obviously, a little lighter just because it is a toasted barrel, but I think here the toasted barrel finish really does work for it.
This tastes better. This tastes more like a campfire than High West Campfire tastes like a campfire. Because High West
Explain.
I will. High West and a couple other brands achieved that smoky note by blending it with a peaty scotch. Now, while peat is often referred to as a smoky taste, there is a difference between peat and smoke. This is very clearly smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, just charred wood.
I would call this
smoke.
My whole thing is when I drank this, this is an awesome barbecue bourbon.
Yes.
This is something that you want to have with steak and burgers and red meat. This would go awesome with it. Because there is a nice light innate sweetness in the palate, and it's so well balanced by this really nice smoked wood note in the background. And like I said, Penelope did an amazing job with this blend when they put it out, just because everyone over there knows what they're doing.
Yeah. If you went out, bought a piece of oak, threw it in your fire pit, lit it on fire, what you're going to smell is what you're going to take. Just truly burnt oak. And it's delightful. And
there's not many 4 to 5 year old bourbon / whiskeys that can pull off this well-developed flavor that's going on here.
Now, can you buy this still?
Yeah. So I'm not going to tell you where to buy it because
You'll tell me off camera.
I'll tell you off camera where to get it, and you've been there.
So, real quick, before, I just want to clarify with viewers, it's not that we don't want to keep secrets from you, it's we don't want to out company names without their permission.
I work for
a chain,
and where I bought this, it's a competitor of that chain.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to bring business to the competitor of...
Yeah, we just don't want to out anything. Feel free to hit us up on our Instagram.
Yeah, we'll answer DMs.
And we'll DM you.
Yeah.
Feel free to put a comment on YouTube, and we'll reply to you.
Mike's working on a video overlay, so maybe he could put an Instagram logo here. And put our Instagram. So if you go follow us on Instagram, any questions on where we're finding our bottles, we will gladly answer you in the DMs. Do not comment asking us where we got bottles.
Just DM us.
Neither of us will actually answer you in the comments.
No. DM us. Let us know.
All right. Enough of that. Penelope, Mike, Dan, amazing job, guys. Mike, get with the program.
I keep forgetting. I don't know why I think we're pulling them off.
All right. This was my bottle for the year. This is what I worked all year for.
And this doubles in price again.
Yeah, so it went 30, 60,
now
160.
Yeah, so a little more than double.
This is the Mcallen Harmony Collection. All right, here's the thing though. They have a Harmony Collection, but this is the rich cacao edition.
I'll pull that back up.
Yeah.
So you guys can see, it says right here, the dark chocolate is your prominent note, and these are all the other notes.
And on the back, Harmony. There's a long story about the guy whose idea this was, and if you get the bottle, read it.
Yeah.
I'm also not going to go out and tell you guys to buy this bottle because it is expensive. If you are a big Scotch Mcallen fan, 100% go get it. So, a little background story with this. Mcallen, every year they put out an edition series. That is their one-off rare whiskey. You are using watermelon to cleanse your palate? This is a bold move.
I don't know. I just did it.
This is a bold move. You had a bottle of water right here. What was that?
Yeah, I don't know. I figured the carbonation would help.
Yeah. All right. So instead of putting out an edition, like the last edition they put out was edition 6, which was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Those go for between 130 and 150. This is between 150 and 170. It's a little higher. So this, instead of doing an edition 7, this is what they released. Mm-hmm. They released 2. They released the Harmony Collection and the Harmony Collection Rich Cacao.
Yep.
Which basically what it means is they take the cacao shells of the bean, or I forget if it's bean or whatever.
Yeah, it's a bean.
Yeah. And
they
kind of blend them in during fermentation. Or distillation. Distillation. It's been a long week. And this gives off this really rich honey and chocolate note. That's what it's supposed to do.
Been a long 2 weeks.
So, this was our choice because Mike and I, as much as Mcallen, I think is very overpriced for their 12-year products. Because I think you can get a better 12-year product that for, $20 less than, because in New Jersey they go for about $80 for the double oaked or the regular 12-year. Mcallen, when they put out their one-off stuff, you can't beat it. No. It's hard to beat in the space side. Yeah. Realm of things.
And I love their bottles.
Yeah, the bottle is just very satisfying. Yeah, it's so satisfying.
I mean, I don't have very big hands, but I could almost wrap my whole hand around this and get a nice, just the bottle feels great.
The bottle feels expensive.
And it's one piece, I think.
No, there's a seam. Yeah, there's a seam. Let's get into this thing. Cheers.
Yeah, I already took a sip. I cheated. Oh, God, the note. Actually, the Penelope nose is lingering a lot for me in this one.
So at first you get this very traditional space-sidey note.
Yeah.
Where you get a little tinge of just smoky wood.
There it is.
And then you get a little bit of butterscotch. And then once the palate really starts to develop in your mouth, you really get the chocolate.
It's really funny. If I leave it sitting in the glass, I get a lot of the Penelope nose still, but once I start tilting it and really letting the Mcallen approach, then I get the space side. So we should use clean glass all the time, but that's too much work. So, okay.
It's so good. It's like bitter dark chocolate. Mm-hmm. Bitter dark chocolate and kind of evolves into this little mineral vanilla note.
I get a lot of the date though.
I do get date. I don't like dates,
and those dried fruits.
I can't tell if I like the date or if I just like it because it's familiar.
I don't know. It's such a unique.
Yeah.
It's a different Scotch than what I normally like. Normally, I like the peaty stuff,
and I'm more on the space side where I kind of like something a little more less aggressive.
But this is a weird combination of a lot of things.
But the sherry,
it's good though.
You get this earthy funk too from the sherry at the end. It's kind of crazy. This one, I think we both picked it just because even if you're kind of a whiskey novice, you can really dissect this. You can tell from anybody who's just kind of started drinking whiskey, besides the fact that they'd probably say oh, it's smooth.
Yeah.
Which, how am I gonna sound like an asshole? Is not a flavor note.
No.
Smooth is not a flavor note. That's an opinion. That's an opinion.
Yeah, it's totally dependent on what you can tolerate as smooth.
Yeah, and it's also what your exposure is. But it is smooth. Mm-hmm. Also because it's only 88 proof.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm saying a lot.
Because there's a lot to dissect.
Yeah, but you can really get into this. This is something you can kind of sink your teeth into, which I like a lot, especially for something that's under 90 proof.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I got the hiccups, that's why I'm trying to it drinks really well. Very, obviously very smooth, but again, like we said, smooth is kind of just dependent on what you can tolerate. We can very much tolerate over 100 proof.
Yeah.
Smooth.
143 is my cap.
Yeah. Excuse me, Jesus. Yeah. As we found with the fire. But again, we went based on flavor for all these bottles.
These are the best flavored.
Palate and profile, they all just hit it out of the park. They all just.
I'm a big fan of this lineup. We had a couple other whiskeys we were toying around with, like Blue Note, Juke Joint was tossed in there. Rebels Private Barrel Select stuff was tossed in there. We didn't do the Rebel because it's a private barrel selection and you can only get it from one location. Yeah,
so that's not fair to you guys.
The Juke Joint's really good, but we didn't think that its palate stood out enough like the Balconist did. Yeah, it's just unique all around. If you have 10 bourbons and you blindfold somebody and tell them to find the Balconist, after them trying it first, you will be able to pick up the Balconist. Without a doubt, my mind.
100% all the time.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, they did something special with the palette.
Yeah, it's there.
But yeah, so at the end of every episode, we're gonna say it, even though at the beginning Mike puts in a new little fancy little ding.
And I put it at the end.
And you put it at the end now too. Please like the video if you like what we did. Follow our pages, Instagram, and just Instagram and YouTube now. We don't use a Facebook anymore, and a TikTok was pretty much dead end. Yeah. And then please comment on the video if you want to comment your favorite bottles of 2021, or if you just
definitely let us know, because we'll review those, and if Jesus Christ,
this is great.
If we
enjoying every second of this,
if we haven't reviewed them already, we'll definitely review them. And maybe next week or the next couple episodes, we'll bring up our runner-ups.
More people have to comment shit for us to review, because we will review it if we can get our hands on it. And I know, like my buddy Bobby, he always throws out stuff. We are slowly getting to. He has so many good ideas. We're slowly getting to it. We've done a couple of them already. We're probably gonna do another one of his next week. I have an idea. I have to find it.
Let's do it.
Find the one thing at ShopRite. But all right, everybody. Cheers. Happy New Year. Thank you for the great year. We've really enjoyed making new friends and reacting with you guys, and reviewing some bottles that you guys have thrown out at us, which we have done. We will do it. Mm-hmm. Anything to add on to that, Mike?
No. Without hiccuping? No, nothing else. Happy New Year's, guys. Cheers.
Peace.